Looking at this frequently truant troublemaker student, the teacher couldn't believe his eyes. He was already going nearly 20 miles per hour and could only follow behind him. Noticing he was being followed by a car, the student asked, "Why are you following me?" The teacher responded, "Do you know how fast you're running?" The teacher said, "If my speedometer isn't broken, your running speed is about 20 kilometers per hour." Wallace still didn't understand what that meant. He told the teacher to stop following him, then turned around and ran towards a farm. The teacher went back to check past student race records. He discovered that Wallace's speed could easily rank in the top 10 statewide, so he proposed to the principal to form a long-distance running team to compete in this year's state cross-country championship because he realized that in this poor high school, Wallace was not the only student good at running. Their test scores were often at the bottom, yet they could lead far ahead on the track. But the principal said, "Cross-country running is a sport for private elite school students to use for college applications, and they are not in the same world." This is McFarland, the poorest farming town in America. Its residents are all Mexican immigrants, and the students here wake up at 4:30 a.m. every day, groggily getting into pickup trucks heading to the farms, hunched over and bending their backs, helping their parents complete the morning harvest, then running to school for classes. After school, they have to run back to the farms to continue working, day after day. Combined with the local hot and dry climate, it has forged their extraordinary endurance, but it only makes them better at enduring hardship. After high school graduation, they either become harvesting machines for farm owners, or take the path of crime. A literature teacher asked White if he had noticed that there was a prison across from the school. He knew this white sports teacher from the city wouldn't stay here for long, but he still hoped White would truly care for these kids, give them a brief but meaningful student life, and leave them with some good memories. White was thoughtful after hearing this. He went to find the principal again. The state education department had set up a new sports program fund, specifically funding schools that started new sports programs, and cross-country running happened to be one of them. After seeing this, the principal changed his stance and allowed White to go ahead with his plan. But even after convincing the principal, no students were willing to join. They didn't realize this was an opportunity to change their fate. They only thought it was a waste of time, but White always found a way. These students often had bad habits like petty theft and fighting, so White showed up whenever they got caught, helping them avoid punishment, but only if they joined the running team. Seeing Wallace fighting with a student who insulted his sister, White excitedly said, "Our star runner has arrived." So, with the principal's support, Wallace reluctantly joined. White finally gathered 7 people, which was the minimum number required for cross-country running. But before training even started, the team members already had objections. "How can there be a fat guy on the running team? Isn't that just slowing us down?" But White said, "The fat guy is our backbone." Privately, the fat guy asked why he was the backbone. The coach replied that he had the ability to keep the team steady. From then on, the town had a new, unique sight: a white teacher leading a group of rebellious students running under the scorching sun.